Welcome everybody. Do we have our quorum?
We do.
We do.
Okay. Um, Ron, Clip, if you don't mind, these are challenging to lead from a Zoom in. So if I will concede the floor to you if you don't mind.
No problem. Okay, sounds great.
Awesome.
All right. We're gonna call the meeting to order. So we don't have well, visitors' comments are before approval of the agenda? Doesn't matter. Okay.
Sorry,
Okay, so visitor, we have one.
David, am I a visitor or am I on the agenda? This
Uh,
is,
You're both. You're a visitor as well as you are on the agenda. So I think it'd be reasonable you can introduce yourself and your role, and then we'll get into your specifics under new business.
okay, Janice Seeley, and I'm here representing the arts.
Welcome.
And we're gonna introduce our new staff liaison, Scott. We already know you.
Thanks. Happy to join. Scott Davis, Deputy City Manager. So I think I know everybody around the table. So,
Exciting.
but I'm the new guy.
All right.
For you.
Okay, approval of the April minutes.
Yes.
Approved. Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Okay. Okay, old business, feedback, presentation to the commission, report to the council. So Dave was actually his birthday. So he failed on talking to the city council, put me up there. But anyways, so I gave a report to the city council about what we do, what our goals are. We had two asks, which were to help us pay for our signage for our 2-hour parking, as well as to help fund, what's the other thing?
Lighting.
Yeah, and help with the lighting as well. So I have not heard back from the city council. I don't know if Dave, you have or not. I know that we.
I have not. I have
Okay.
not.
Okay.
And I don't know if we will. Maybe that's something in the coming months. We'll find out. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
You should. They're still working through the budget process. So next week is the last council meeting before they will officially vote on the budget, which is mid-June.
Okay.
So they're still doing some amendments and working through the budget. So
Okay. All right. I guess one thing that Laura Arnold, the mayor, she questioned us on is why we would need assistance because we have $80,000 in reserves, which that number seemed kind of high from what the numbers we had seen before. We haven't had a report in a couple months though, because of course turnover a little bit. So maybe if, I don't know, Scott, if you could maybe next meeting, maybe just get us an update on where we are on our income. The last figures we had were before any of the deadlines were for the businesses to turn in their business licenses. You know, I don't turn mine in January when I first get the notice. I turn it in April when it's due. So
I think some of that savings for all the business districts, not just yours, was CD money that has been in reserves for a while on some of them. So it's not necessarily this year's business licenses.
Okay.
It may be money that's been held for 2 to 12 years.
we are.
That's sitting out there.
We've had a reserve for
Yeah.
for a long time. But we've been using it recently
Good.
because of lack of income, because of lack of people maybe
Sure.
paying their business licenses. And so that's where we've seen the income dramatically drop for some reason. So that's where we are. Any questions on the council presentation? Rooftop lighting update.
I can give an update on that. So I been in contact with Show Me Lighting. Thank you. Blank for a minute. They are still in Old Orchard.
Okay.
They are almost done down there. They've been having some issues with getting into particular businesses. The businesses wanted lights done, but then they're having trouble accessing those businesses during working hours because those businesses are also operating during those same hours. So they're trying to get that finished up, and then they'll be moving up into Old Webster. So should be, I would say, in the next 6 weeks probably. They do know that there's a timeline to get these done by early fall so that we can have them up and running for holiday lighting seasons.
Okay.
So they're on it, they're moving forward. It has taken them a little longer than expected, so it may be a good idea for us to get a jump start at some point on making sure the property owners and business operators in the district, if there's certain days or times that don't work, knowing that in advance so they can try to schedule their work. Like Mondays is a good day to come into our business because we don't open till noon or something like that. Then they could maybe try to come those days. So versus showing up at the middle of lunch rush hour. So
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess if they have any type of plan, we could communicate that with the property or business owners. You know, I know with our roof in particular, it's a 5 or 6 businesses, but you just have to get up on the roof in one place and just kind of, you know, and it's on our roof, it's not in our shop. So
yeah, it's just where you access. So sometimes those rooftop accesses are, you got to go through the middle of the kitchen to get
right,
in onto the roof or
right,
whatever.
okay, ours is not that way.
Folks don't.
Yeah. Back alley.
And
Ladder.
Stan, we're still talking about just the general maintenance, getting everything, all the lighting updated, correct? These aren't new installs.
They're doing both up in Old Webster. I'm sorry, Old Orchard. They're doing they're installing some new and then, you know, fixing any problems that is happening up there. I think most of the fixing stuff is fairly easy. It's more when they need to actually access electrical panels and run new conduit and things of that nature that it's getting a little more difficult.
Mm-hmm. We don't. I don't believe we have any new installs scheduled for our district, correct? Other than maybe 220.
220. Have to get landlord permission.
I think I'll make some calls.
220 is an address?
Yeah. It's
It's
David's
Dave's
David's
building.
Jed's building. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to. Yeah, we'd like to get the lighting done at some point. So we'll coordinate that. I guess when the crews start doing the maintenance, Stan.
Scott,
Scott.
but yeah, we'll do.
I'm sorry, Scott. Sorry.
It's all right.
Okay. Update my notes.
Okay, decorative parking sign update.
Laura's out,
Okay.
but she's working on it.
Okay.
She had a new need put in.
Oh,
Ouch.
Are the 4 signs that are on the stoplights included in that too? Or
They
did
should be the
Okay.
same graphics package.
Okay.
Laura was brought it up. Because they were all, it's the 4 right here.
They look the same, they just don't
Yeah.
say the 2-hour parking, but it's the
Yeah,
same
it's the same
look.
thing,
Yeah.
and those will probably need to be updated as well.
We realize that they are two-sided, right?
Yes.
Okay.
so I did not, I went around and counted all the signs and I did not count those 4 signs that they didn't say 2-hour parking.
We'll add those.
Okay, yes,
Yeah.
it's added 4. These signs just say Webster Groves, I'm assuming.
Welcome to the old
Welcome.
Webster Business District with the Webster logo, I think is what, something like that.
Okay,
Yeah, they're on the 4 stop sign.
okay, all right.
And then I do have a question about like at this intersection right here, there's the flag, like the banners.
Mhm.
Who's in charge of those banners?
Is that the arcs?
Is it the other?
Well, that's something,
All right.
Okay.
We'll get to that.
Are you talking about the ones that are like,
Keep Webster colorful, I think it says.
City puts them up.
It's the City of Arts.
Yeah,
The City of Arts,
Yeah, those
yes.
are being replaced. We finally, they're in production, so I should find out at our next meeting when they're gonna be put up.
Okay.
So,
All right. Okay. And then pedestrian signs, we're working a couple bids to get the salon added to the one on Lockwood, and then we just need to figure out who we're putting on the other pedestrian sign.
Okay.
We needed a cost before we could ask people.
Or we'll know how much it's gonna cost as soon as we get the one placard back bid for adding.
Another question about signs, not specifically on there, but I know you guys had talked about like some window clings with the QR tag for Blue Dot.
Yes.
Has anybody done anything with that?
No.
Okay.
I thought
Do you
that was
guys-
going to Business Development Commission.
Is that something that can be done?
We're doing
How
that.
big do you
That's
want
who
them?
wants hands.
It's
Okay.
not a big deal to make them. 3x3, 4x4.
I mean, something that you can see it and it's not just like a little
Right.
QR code, like
Because I found ones.
3x3.
I think they might have been maybe 4x6 or something. Like dollar piece or something like that.
Okay.
They're not.
Is
They're
there a
not
min-
pricey.
Is there a minimum order?
100 probably. I mean,
Okay.
And it encompassed all of Webster, correct?
yeah. So it's just it would. I suppose.
Will Blue that get us an old Webster link? The website. I mean, we could create one, but I'd rather keep it on the city's URL.
Yeah. So what I was thinking, I have to look into that a little more. I just looked at some pricing to see how expensive these were, so I wasn't sure. I think it was probably on us that they didn't get taken care of, but for just a QR that just points direct back to Blue Dot, and then folks can search from, it'll bring up the map and it'll show them where they're currently at, or they can say restaurants near me or whatever, and it will start formulating that in the Blue Dot map. Would be nothing to make that QR tag and drop it in there, and we could use the same clings for all the districts. Share the price because it's going to take you into. I mean, Blue Dot's localized just to Webster,
Right.
and then they could search. I think you can search by address. I'm not sure if you can put in Old Webster Business District and it just brings up the
Mhm.
200 businesses in that district versus the other ones or not. But I know it'll show the ones around you,
That's-
near.
and that's kind of what you're looking for,
Yeah.
right? I mean, people are in Old Webster already, and then they're clicking
Right.
on it, then they can find.
Yeah.
But then it's also good to have, I think, all of Webster too, it's.
Yes.
So I can get cracking on those. I mean,
Okay,
they're not. It's a bunch of shops
If you
online.
could
so,
circulate that QR code first, that way we can test it out and
Yeah.
make sure that that's where we want to go.
Yeah.
Or sends us where we want.
Sure.
okay. We still have some commission vacancies too, to be exact. I guess, does anyone have any insight? Have you talked to somebody who needs somebody else to talk to somebody to twist their arm more?
Yeah, so on my end, a visitor from a few meetings ago, TJ Redman, I leaned on him a bit more. He will be submitting an application.
Great.
I was hoping he got it in before today, but I will. I fully expect that he'll be submitting an application to be part of this commission.
Okay.
Another individual who I have not followed up with since December is the Lindwedell crew. So I did speak with Bill back in December, and he was volunteering his son Sam, but I have not connected with Sam. So if any of you all personally know the Lindwedells, please poke your head in and
Okay,
see if he's interested.
okay. All right, sounds great.
That's what I've got for the moment.
Okay. So on to new business, the street dance.
Yeah, I'll give a quick update on that. Apologies on not getting this on the schedule sooner. It is scheduled for June 21st in downtown Old Webster. I spoke with Joe Rath late last week. Fortunately, he has been all over it and things are progressing nicely. About the only open issue at the moment, I believe, is getting the permit requested and submitted. So I don't know if he got that taken care of last week, but Scott, with you being our new liaison, I'm going to ask for your assistance in getting that through. So if you don't have Joe's contact info, I'll get you guys connected.
I do, yeah.
Okay, perfect. But beyond that, I believe he has a band lined up. Got the stage
Are you
set up.
looking at it now?
Yeah, but everything's in the works.
Joe Rapp is here and he just raised his hand.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't see, so there we go.
Joe,
Joe, do you want to give an update?
See.
working on Joe.
Okay, got it.
You have me now?
Yes.
Hi, Joe.
Okay. Hi. We've got everything set up. Scott, I'm gonna turn in the paperwork later this morning. I'll come up and see you in an hour or so. And the one thing that we do need to figure out is if Public Works can go and get a generator from Pacific like they did last year. I need to talk to you about that.
Okay, drop off your application. I will not be here. I'm heading back down to the pool to do more work, so I won't be at City Hall. Our Aaron, our from PD is the one that's coordinating all of our special activities permits now. So if you drop it off the front desk, it'll reach her and she will start circulating that through all the various departments for PD, FD, Parks and Rec, Public Works, everybody to take a look at and see what all's needed and sign off on things.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions about the street amps? All right. Webster Arts Roundtable, we have Janice Seeley here.
Yeah, well, actually not Webster Arts, just the Arts Commission.
Arts Commission, sorry.
Arts Commission on Roundtable. Got the new banners hopefully coming in, the ones we have now are faded, so they're in process, but as we look at, if we are going to claim ourselves as the City of the Arts, Arts Commission wants to know, what does the city, or the different groups in the city want from the Arts Commission? Where do we want the city to go from the arts? We want to start by having some different roundtables with our different stakeholders. So Old Webster Business District, Orchard Business District, and Crossroads would be the first that we'd like to talk to. We'd also like to talk to the individual arts, et cetera, to say, to find out, what does being the City of the Arts mean to you? How do you think it can help your area? What would you like to see from the city in the arts? Just to kind of get some conversation going so we can figure out, where it fits in the future, especially with the master plan coming in. Just get some direction from all the different constituencies, find out what you would like to see, what the arts seem into your area. So we'd like to set up some basically breakfast time roundtable discussion. If we can get a group of people from each area who might be interested in this, talking about what the arts means to them, and how they can be done.
I will have to put a little caution on that if you're meeting as a group that meets quorum and doing business, it's a business meeting of the city. So you got to post it and advertise it. And it's an actual sunshineable event. So if you meet in ones and twos from different business districts to get together, that's not. But if 5 people from this group go and have a meeting, needs to be an official meeting held here.
Okay.
And we'd like as many people from your group as possible, including those that are not on your commission, because they're the business owners. But so I wanted you to float that, see who might be interested and give some times, because would really like to get some direction from
Okay.
business areas.
So I guess Janice, what you're looking for us is just I would assume you're not trying to have like 4 different meetings, but you're trying to have one meeting, right? I hope.
Because I'd like people to be able to jump on it and say, this is what it means in our area, this is what we've seen. So yeah, we'd like to have a group, if possible.
Okay.
So we were thinking 8:30. for an hour and then. we would disperse. Yeah,
Will you be doing this in each district?
yes.
Okay.
We would like each district to.
Have their
its own-
opinion?
Yeah,
Okay. That way it's not a cattle call.
right, because I mean, each part of
Everybody
the
heard.
different, so.
Yeah.
So in light of Scott's concerns, and I do appreciate that because I was thinking that might be a challenge. Scott, what would a forum or format be that we could I don't know, would we or should this be publicized, or what do you recommend? How do we proceed?
I mean, it would really depend on how many people show up, or are planning on showing up, and if they're part of individual commissions. So, if 2 people from each commission showed up and you're talking about citywide events, you're probably all right. But if 5 people from this commission show up, then that's an old Webster commission meeting if you're talking about business aspects in the district.
So officially, as long as we have 3 people show up, we're fine. We have 4, we can't do it.
Right.
Right.
But we have to
Well, you
announce
can
it.
do it.
Well, I
If the-
I understand.
to
Yeah,
do it.
absolutely, absolutely.
But
Right.
if you part of the commission, but a part of the business district.
That's fine. Yeah, then that would be fun.
But I think you might have to do a little homework to get those people to show up. To find other people, because. Right here, I mean. I don't know where these other people are gonna come from.
We can ask.
Yeah.
We try.
We'll talk to the business commission, sorry,
Trade.
the trade
Trade.
commission, and see if we can get their
Yeah,
input,
if you-
because they're more of a, I guess, the shop owners and businesses.
Yeah.
Our turnout has not been huge lately.
Yeah, if you don't mind just kind of floating it and letting
Okay.
me know if there is interest, what time might work, who might be interested, and then I can contact those folks.
Okay. Perfect.
Oh, and my email is SEELESTL@AOL.com.
And you all should have that information in the meeting notes. So the email from Janice should have been in the preliminary materials.
All right.
I mean, you could host a meeting and invite all 3 business districts, and have a joint meeting of all 3 districts if you so desired.
Mhm.
Just setting a date, getting everybody in the same room at the same time, maybe not
That's
easy.
always a
So,
challenge.
yeah,
Yeah.
but then setting a date, yeah.
May be interested, I'd like to contact all of those
Yeah.
people and get.
Okay.
Should figure out what time and where.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? Yes.
I mean, I invite you to come to our next trade meeting if you'd like,
Sure.
and you can talk to people. What are we, the third
Third
Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Third Tuesday of the month, so it's June 17th.
We will already have a guest,
Oh, really? Who's gonna,
at least 2.
oh, good.
Is it still okay if I go?
Oh, sure.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, and what time?
8:30 at Olive and Oak Pizza.
Okay, moving along to BDC update.
BDC updates.
There were some copies. I know I got an email about some copies. There's some stuff that were coming up.
There's coffee in September.
Right.
There's not,
Be our
there's,
notice,
I don't think a date has been set yet.
but the date was set, but not the location.
I don't think so.
So there will eventually be a happy hour.
There will be a happy hour, in conjunction with, the, Chamber of Commerce. I can't think of much else going on with that. I'm still having trouble wrapping my mind around the first Thursday after the first Tuesday of the month for them meeting is. I've shown up so many times here at the wrong time.
It's first Thursday after the first Tuesday.
Renee wanted it for some reason. So, yeah, I think that's all.
Sam, I've got some I'll float out there, and it might be more appropriate for new business for next month. But with the recent acquisition of the property on Lockwood, uh, me and the folks that have acquired it were thinking about ideas to help liven up the district and do different activities. One of the things we were contemplating was, and again, this may be a next summer type of thing, but contemplating setting up a farmer's market on our property or down the street. So my question for you is that something that we'd want to rope in the BDC group on, do it independently, or I don't even know if there's an appetite for something like that.
I think you would probably want to come to the trade and do it that way. I mean, just because of the location. BDC is more about encompassing all of Webster. And since you're location specific there, it's not really encompassing the entire Webster area. But the trade association would be happy to talk and help and figure out what we can do with it.
Okay.
So Scott, I don't know if you were involved at all when they had the other farmers market.
I was.
Okay,
Yep.
all right. So you can probably tell us what. I mean, it seemed like it was a success for a couple years, and then it just kind of went away.
The timing was tough down there. Thursday night, in an area that didn't have any lights. So during part of the summer months, when it was all right, the shoulder seasons, it got dark kind of fast, and there was no lights down there. And then there became a lot of farmers markets in the area, and Thursday wasn't the hottest day. You know, people were going on Saturday mornings or what have you. And so after a while, I think the newness factor fell away for the Webster one. And I was in charge of that when it finally folded up. So not one of my thanks for bringing that up. Not one of my finest moments. But it kind of ran its course down there.
Right.
Now, Old Orchard has been doing a little pop-up farmers market for the last month or so, and I think they're having some decent success at it. I have not attended it. I will say that one of the things that we're working with them on is all of your vendors need to have business licenses if they come in and they're selling. And then if you're having food trucks come in, the way the city ordinances read, each district, food trucks are not allowed in business districts unless the business district approves them. So if you're going to have a food truck come in for something like that, then this body would need to vote to approve Ted's Tacos to come in or whatever it would be.
And Dave, you're probably not, I know you're not aware of this, but Old Webster did put a bid in. We wanted to have that on our parking deck, the same.
Oh,
yeah. So when it first came in, we lost out to Old Orchard. So,
You're talking the farmer's market that's happening in Old Orchard?
we know that when we used to have it, and this was
In
6,
Diego Park.
7 years, 8
Yeah.
years ago, maybe.
Well, it started before I started, so it was probably started 12.
I was
12
gonna
years
say,
ago.
I don't know anything about this thing. I've been around for a while.
I've only been here 20 years. It's all blurry.
We talking
15.
2012 even.
Yeah, it probably stopped functioning in 17 or 18.
Okay.
Because Roger Grove was the one that
Yeah,
spearheaded that.
Okay.
Where was that? Where was that situated?
it was in Gazebo Park.
Oh, okay, done.
Yeah.
Okay. But there's been a pop-up one lately.
Yeah,
There
we
is.
started
Yes,
in May
Oakwood Salon
Yeah.
and
on their property.
shop, they're doing them.
They've got a rather large parking lot behind them,
Okay.
although
Okay.
they are alternating locations.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Some of them will be at Maypop.
Okay,
Okay.
city update,
Um,
sorry.
real quick, I pulled up the newsletter that just went out from the BDC. August 14th is the happy hour.
Oh, yeah.
Location to be determined. September 18th is the next coffee, and that's at the Breck Center. So the coffee is informational in the morning, happy hour is social in the late afternoon. Happy hour is August 14th.
Thank you, Brandon.
So city update, big thing is the city's in the middle of budget season, so we're working on that. We got, like I said, we got one more, regular budget meeting where we got some amendments, that will likely pop up and then vote the following, in middle of June. Big city events, the water park opened officially yesterday. It was very well attended. There's still some construction happening around it. They're busting out more concrete and such today, to put in more sidewalks, but it is mostly open for business, except for today where we're under weather. So our normal, if it's less than 70 degrees, the pool doesn't open up. So that's actually working in our favor a little bit today.
Congratulations getting that done.
Yeah.
I didn't think it-
I
I was
did,
watching and I didn't think there was a chance.
I didn't either. I said last Monday, no way. And then somehow we pulled it off by Friday.
Congrats.
So, thank you. It was a heavy lift for a lot of staff members. So, other than that, it's business as usual for us, but happy to answer any questions if anybody's got any, if I can.
No questions, no?
Okay. There's nothing else. We're gonna adjourn the meeting. Next meeting is June 24th at 8 AM.